the gaming world in 2025 is more immersive, competitive, and graphically stunning than ever before. With next-gen consoles like the PlayStation 6 and enhanced PC gaming rigs pushing the limits of frame rates and ray-traced visuals, the screen you game on matters just as much as your GPU or controller. The debate around OLED versus QLED has evolved dramatically over the past few years. What was once a battle of brightness versus contrast has turned into a nuanced conversation about performance, longevity, and user preference. Gamers are no longer just asking which TV looks better, they want to know which one plays better. To understand where OLED and QLED stand in 2025, we must begin with how they fundamentally differ. OLED, organic light-emitting diode, panels are made up of individual pixels that produce their own light. This allows them to switch completely off, resulting in perfect black levels. In contrast, QLED, quantum dot light-emitting diode, a term popularized by Samsung, is actually an advanced LCD technology that uses quantum dots to enhance brightness and color. However, QLED panels still rely on backlights, which means they can't turn pixels off individually like OLED can. This distinction creates the basis for all other differences between the two technologies. For gamers, one of the most important visual factors is contrast, the difference between the darkest black and the brightest white. OLED's ability to produce true black gives it infinite contrast, creating a visually striking experience that QLED has yet to match. When playing dark games like The Last of Us Part 3 or stealth-heavy titles like Dishonored, Revenant, the richness of the shadows and depth of the environments feel more lifelike and atmospheric on OLED displays. It makes navigating dark hallways or foggy terrain feel like part of the story rather than just another level. QLED, however, counters OLED's darkroom advantage with one critical weapon: brightness. Quantum dots allow QLED TVs to reach higher peak brightness than OLED, making them the preferred choice for gamers who play in bright environments or near large windows. If you enjoy colorful and fast-paced titles like Fortnite 2025 or Spider-Man: Multiverse Mayhem, a QLED screen's ability to handle intense highlights and vibrant hues can feel electrifying. It's also better suited for split-screen gaming with friends in well-lit rooms, where OLED might look a bit washed out under direct sunlight. Response time and input lag have become non-negotiables in competitive gaming. Fortunately, OLED displays boast response times as low as 0.1 milliseconds in 2025, virtually instantaneous. This means that movement on screen is fluid and razor-sharp. Whether you're playing Call of Duty, Omega Warfare or fast-paced fighting games like Tekken X Street Fighter, the absence of motion blur gives you a clearer view of every frame, which can make the difference between winning and losing. In esports and ranked matches, OLED offers an undeniable edge. QLED TVs have made strides in this area as well. New mini-LED backlights and refined panel tech have brought QLED response times and input lag down significantly, often within 5 to 8 milliseconds in game mode. While not quite as fast as OLED, the difference is imperceptible to casual players and only really matters in high-stakes competitive environments. That said, QLEDs still maintain a solid place in the living room for families, casual gamers, or those who switch between gaming, sports, and movies regularly. A long-standing concern with OLED panels has been burn-in, also called image retention. In earlier models, static images such as health bars, minimaps, or HUD elements could permanently etch themselves into the display over time. This made many gamers wary of using OLEDs for long gaming sessions. However, in 2025, panel manufacturers like LG, Sony, and Samsung have tackled this issue head-on. Technologies such as pixel shifting, screen refreshers, AI-based usage tracking, and brighter organic compounds have drastically reduced the risk. For most users, OLED burn-in is now a minimal concern, unless you leave the same game paused for hours every day. Still, if you're a gamer who sinks hundreds of hours into the same title, like FIFA, Minecraft, or The Sims 5, and don't switch content regularly, QLED offers peace of mind. Because QLED panels use backlights and not organic compounds, they're immune to permanent image retention. This durability makes them ideal for kids' gaming setups, shared household TVs, or those who don't want to micromanage screensavers and pixel refresh cycles. You can keep the same status screen up during dinner without worry. HDR, high dynamic range, is one of the most important visual enhancements in gaming today. It brings out richer colors, brighter highlights, and deeper shadows, making environments and characters look more realistic. In 2025, both OLED and QLED TVs support HDR10, HLG, and even Dolby Vision gaming, but they display HDR content in vastly different ways. OLED's pixel-level contrast creates breathtaking shadow detail and nuance, especially in games with cinematic storytelling like Horizon: Echoes of Earth. The blacks remain true, while the colors appear vibrant without being overblown. QLED, on the other hand, shines when it comes to peak brightness, often hitting over 2000 nits on high-end models. This allows HDR highlights, like the glint of a sword or a sunburst explosion, to pop off the screen in games like Final Fantasy XVII or Halo: Reclamation. While QLED doesn't have OLED's precise contrast, it compensates with dazzling visual intensity. For players who want eye-popping spectacle and play mostly in bright environments, QLED can actually deliver a more striking HDR experience. Color accuracy is another battleground where both technologies compete fiercely. OLED panels naturally produce richer and more accurate colors thanks to their pixel-level control. In 2025, OLED TVs come factory calibrated for game and filmmaker modes, meaning what you see is often what developers intended. Skin tones look natural, foliage appears vibrant yet true to life, and the balance between warm and cool tones is pristine. Titles like Uncharted: Sands of Time benefit from OLED's precision, with sun-soaked ruins and glowing torchlight rendered faithfully. QLED TVs now offer wide color gamut capabilities too, especially models enhanced with quantum dots. While earlier QLEDs tended to exaggerate saturation, 2025's top QLED sets can match OLED in terms of coverage of the DCI, P3 and RecPoint 2020 color spaces. This means colorful games like Mario Galaxy Warp or Ratchet & Clank Rift Triggered appear lively and animated without drifting into artificial hues. Samsung and TCL have even introduced new quantum materials that allow for better greens and blues than ever before. When it comes to gaming features, both OLED and QLED TVs in 2025 offer a robust set of tools built for the modern gamer. These include variable refresh rate, VRR, to eliminate screen tearing, Auto Low Latency Mode, ALLM, to reduce lag, and G-Sync, FreeSync compatibility to sync your GPU with your display. Whether you're playing on a PS6, Xbox Series Z, or a powerful PC rig with an RTX 5090, both OLED and QLED TVs are now designed to plug and play with top-tier gaming specs. Refresh rate is another area where OLED once had a clear advantage, but QLED has closed the gap. In 2025, both technologies support 4K at 120 Hz, making them ideal for competitive gaming. Whether you're racing in Gran Turismo Evolution or blasting enemies in Overwatch 3, that silky smooth motion is now standard on high-end models across the board. Some OLED and QLED TVs even offer 144 Hz or 165 Hz modes, catering to PC gamers who demand more than the usual console cap. Connectivity has been standardized too. HDMI 2.1 is now the norm in all gaming-capable TVs from 2023 onward. This allows for 48 gigabits per second bandwidth, 4K at 120Hz, 8K pass-through, EARC support, and auto game mode switching. OLED TVs from LG, Sony, and even Vizio offer for HDMI 2.1 ports, while QLED brands like Samsung, Hisense, and TCL also follow suit. In this regard, there's no significant difference in 2025, both panels are ready for the future of gaming. But what about longevity? OLED panels have a limited lifespan due to organic materials, which historically degraded faster, especially the blue pixels. In 2025, this is no longer a major concern for average gamers. Panel longevity has increased with next-gen phosphorescent materials, and manufacturers now project 100,000 hours of average usage over a decade of daily gaming. In most cases, the TV will be replaced long before panel wear becomes visible. QLED, being lead-based, doesn't have to worry about organic degradation. It's still the more durable option on paper. Gamers who keep their TVs for 10+ years or use them as hybrid displays for gaming, TV, and office work may appreciate QLED's resistance to wear. It's especially useful in public settings, waiting rooms, or shared family rooms where screens run all day. The price landscape in 2025 has shifted too. OLED used to be the luxury choice, but now it's much more accessible. LG's entry-level OLEDs can be found under $900 for a 48-inch model, and you can snag a 55-inch gaming-optimized OLED for around $1,100. QD-OLED, a hybrid OLED with quantum dot enhancement, offers brighter output and deeper colors but still commands a premium. Meanwhile, QLED TVs, especially from budget brands, start as low as $500 for 55-inch sizes, offering great value at the expense of contrast depth. As we enter deeper into the display tech war of 2025, a new front has emerged: QD-OLED versus Neo QLED. QD-OLED, quantum dot OLED, is the love child of both worlds, combining OLED's self-emissive black levels with QLED's high brightness and wide color gamut. Samsung and Sony are the current leaders here, and gamers are loving it. QD-OLED TVs eliminate many of traditional OLED's weaknesses, especially in brightness and color saturation, while still offering those deep, rich blacks and lightning-fast response times. It's premium, yes, but for gamers who want the best of everything, QD-OLED is the crown jewel. Neo QLED, meanwhile, is QLED's modern evolution, using mini-LED backlighting for significantly better contrast control. Instead of a few dozen dimming zones, these panels use thousands of mini-LEDs to precisely control brightness and dark levels. The result? Reduced blooming around bright objects, better black performance, and an impressive HDR experience. Neo QLED TVs from Samsung and TCL are perfect for players who value brightness and want sharp detail in both bright and dark settings, all without worrying about OLED burn-in. Motion handling is another subtle but critical factor in gaming. When characters move across the screen rapidly, in games like NBA 2K25, F1 Racing League, or Battlefield, Red Tide, even minor ghosting or blur can interrupt immersion. OLED still leads here. Because each pixel turns on and off individually, OLED panels don't rely on backlight scanning or response compensation. Movements remain crisp, edges stay sharp, and camera pans are buttery smooth. You'll especially notice this in third-person games where sweeping camera motions are frequent. Neo QLED and QLED TVs have improved significantly too, using black frame insertion, BFI, and high refresh rates to reduce blur. While they can't quite match OLED's pixel-perfect sharpness during motion, they're more than adequate for all but the most discerning eyes. Plus, the higher brightness helps maintain clarity during fast scenes, especially in brightly lit rooms. Anti-glare and reflection control is often overlooked until you try gaming during the day or with overhead lighting. QLED and Neo QLED displays typically win here, thanks to matte or anti-reflective coatings that diffuse light and reduce mirror-like reflections. Whether you're playing Street Fighter Chronicles in your sunny apartment or hosting couch co-op with friends under pendant lights, QLED offers a clearer view with fewer distractions. OLED displays, while improving in this area, still struggle with reflections due to their glossy finish. You can mitigate this by controlling your room's lighting, using blinds, or positioning the TV away from direct light sources. But if your setup doesn't allow for light control, QLEDs are simply more forgiving. This makes a big difference for casual living room gaming or multi-use spaces where perfect lighting isn't always possible. Viewing angles, however, swing back in OLED's favor. Thanks to its self-emissive nature, OLED maintains color accuracy and contrast even from extreme side angles. This is excellent for split-screen games, party titles like Mario Party Mayhem, or when you're watching someone else play from the side. QLED TVs, though improved, can still suffer from color washout or contrast loss when viewed from off-center positions. Now let's talk about the type of gamer you are, because not every screen is right for every player. If you're a competitive gamer focused on response times, motion clarity, and every millisecond of input precision, OLED or QD-OLED is your best bet. The pure blacks, zero motion blur, and low latency give you the ultimate edge in games like Valorant 2025 or CS:GO Reforged. If you're a cinematic or single-player story gamer who values atmosphere, immersion, and visual storytelling, OLED will again elevate your experience. Games like God of War, End of Realms or The Witcher, Wild Blood simply look more magical on OLED, especially when played in a dark room. But if you're a family or couch co-op gamer, where multiple people play or watch at once, and your space is brighter, QLED or Neo QLED may be more practical. The higher brightness, durability, and reflection resistance make it easier for everyone to enjoy the game, without needing to optimize the room or worry about static HUDs. Retro and pixel art game fans may appreciate OLED's clarity and true blacks, but be warned, older games with static UIs could still potentially trigger image retention over time. If you're playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Chrono Trigger Redux for hours daily, QLED's resilience might give you peace of mind while still looking sharp thanks to modern upscaling tech. Brand-wise, LG still leads OLED gaming with its C-Series and G-Series models, while Samsung dominates QLED and QD-OLED. Sony offers stunning OLEDs with perfect motion but at a higher price point, and TCL's new gaming-focused QLEDs have made waves in affordability and feature support. Vizio and Hisense continue to provide budget-friendly options with decent gaming chops, but slightly less Polish. Both OLED and QLED have come a long way, and in 2025, the question isn't simply which is better, but rather, which is better for you. OLED has evolved into a stunning display technology that offers unrivaled black levels, near-instant response times, and cinematic visual immersion. It has finally addressed its biggest weaknesses, burn-in and brightness, enough to be a real option for the average gamer. Meanwhile, QLED, and its evolved form, Neo QLED, continues to dominate in brightness, size options, and durability. It's the practical choice for many, especially those with shared spaces or who want bigger bang for their buck. QD-OLED steps in as the hybrid hero. For those with the budget and desire for the best of both worlds, deep contrast and vibrant brightness, this newer technology has created a new gold standard in 2025. While still premium priced, it's gaining popularity among gamers who want zero compromise and know their display is as next-gen as their console. There's something to be said about how far display tech has come. 10 years ago, many of us were gaming on standard LED panels with 60Hz refresh rates and thick bezels. Now, we're debating whether infinite contrast or 2000 nits of brightness will get us deeper into a game's universe. The truth is, we've all won. Whether you're Team OLED, Team QLED, or just happy your TV has a game mode that doesn't make your input lag feel like molasses, the options in 2025 have leveled up with us. So how do you decide? Look at your room. Think about how you play. Are you alone, immersed, chasing platinum trophies deep into the night? Or are you with friends, sharing games, snacks, and side conversations on the couch? Do you crave pixel-perfect black or punchy color under sunlight? Once you know your gamer DNA, the screen that fits will practically choose itself. Let's face it, your screen is your portal. It's how you explore alien worlds, fight dragons, rebuild cities, or race across Mars. In 2025, we don't just watch games anymore. We experience them. And having the right screen makes that experience unforgettable. Whether you go OLED for depth, QLED for practicality, or QD-OLED for perfection, what matters is that your display brings you joy, clarity, and performance every single time you pick up the controller. Thanks for joining us on this full journey into OLED versus QLED for gaming in 2025. We hope you've got clarity, confidence, and maybe even a shopping list. If you learned something new, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our next tech breakdown. From console wars to display debates, all things electronics is here to make tech simple and satisfying for every gamer. Drop your favorite display in the comments. What's your setup? What game blew your mind on your screen? And most importantly, what screen are you upgrading to next? We'll see you in the comments and in the next video.